Good morning, Flosstube. It is Sunday, November 14th in the morning. I don't normally film on a Sunday, but today that's how things worked out. I'm Darlene Dion from Darlene Dion Designs. I design quilt patterns, sell them in my Etsy shop. I've been quilting for years and years. I cross stitch too, so this is a channel about my cross stitching and quilting. I save the quilting till the end. If you're not interested, if you're a cross stitcher and only a cross stitcher, not interested in the quilting, that will be at the end so that you can move on to something else if you want. If you're new here, thank you so much for dropping in, and I hope that you will click the subscribe button so that you'll know when I post a new video. And if you have subscribed previously, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate all of your visits and your comments, especially your comments. I love getting the comments. Last time I offered a giveaway for my Miss Eunice quilt that's hanging here behind me. And so I have a couple of names to announce a bit later for the winners. And I also told you last time that I had reached 500 subscribers and that I was going to do a giveaway, and then I never thought to set that up at the end. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to ask for a specific word, and if you're interested in winning a project bag, I don't have it made. I make them often, and so I will make one as it comes up. So we'll do that closer to the end. I have some FFOs today, some finishes, some whips, a new start, a little bit of purchases, and just a couple little quilting things that I want to show you. I don't, like I said, I don't normally post on Sunday mornings, especially. I go to church here in my community, and we have had a increase in COVID cases very locally in our surrounding towns. A friend of mine is in the hospital, and it's a very sad situation. So there is definitely an outbreak. So because of my medical history, I am sticking close to home. I go out when I have to, but I'm trying to just look after myself and people around me by being home more. And I hope wherever you are that things are going well. And it does seem to be that this is going to be our new normal, and it's something we're going to have to get used to. And kind of like the flu and things like that. Like, we're just going to have to learn to handle it. And I don't know. Some people are just struggling with that. So anyway, let's move on. I did want to mention the weather again. It is another beautiful day. We did have some heavy wind overnight, and night before last we had wind and rain, but through the day yesterday it was absolutely beautiful. It's hard to believe that it's the middle of November. We've had no snow. We've had beautiful temperatures. My husband has been working outside most days in a t-shirt. We have had some frost, but not a lot in the morning, overnight and in the morning. But most days the temperatures have been just unbelievable. I love my winter, and I'm ready for snow, but I am enjoying this too. It's so nice to not have to deal with winter jackets and boots and whatnot. So I'll take this while it lasts, as long as we get some snow, hopefully for Christmas. Anyway, let's get into the cross stitching. I am excited to show you an FFO. Actually, I just finished it this morning. I started FFOing it yesterday. I've been looking around for a frame or some kind of a piece that I could mount this long skinny piece onto, and I bought a piece at Walmart. And when I got it home, because of course I did not have the measurements with me, that would be way too organized for me. When I got it home, the piece was too small. So then I went back and looked at another piece at Walmart, and again, that was just a little bit too small. Well, then, of course, one day this week I was at the Dollarama here in Digby, and I came across this piece, and I bought it not knowing if it was gonna fit, and when I got home, it is the absolute perfect size. So this is, oh shoot, I didn't get the pattern out. This is, I can never remember if it's cross stitch, Country Cottage Needleworks or Littlehouse Needleworks. It's a mother and daughter team, and I just love it. I have some Priscilla's plaids in the background there, if you can see that. And I did it on a 28 count Lugana that I dyed with aqua. I think it was aqua. And then I think I dunked it in tea, just a little bit to dull it down a little bit. I just found it a little bright. So anyway, the frame works really good, and I actually think I'm gonna go buy another one. I didn't glue anything in. It is just laying in there, so I could put the other seasons in there, which is probably what I'm going to do. But I don't know. My fall one, I have this one done, and I have the spring one stitched, and I have the fall one stitched, and I've stitched the spring one on 28 count, but the fall one, not really paying attention to what I was doing, just wanted to get it started, I stitched on 25 count. So it's bigger. So that one definitely will not fit. This just fits this frame. Like, I mean, it's just barely in there. And I laced the back of this piece. First time I've ever did that. I used a piece of mat board and a piece of batting, quilt batting. And I wrapped it around and laced it. Because it was so long, I was afraid if I glued it, I would have it pretty wonky. So I laced it, and it went really quickly and really well. I was happy with how it turned out. I'm just thrilled to have this on my wall for the Christmas season and winter. And then, of course, I borrowed Chelsea and Priscilla's ideas for putting the plaid in the back, and I used a pick with I don't know if you can see it good there, with some white berries and some pine and a pine cone and a red and white striped bow. And I love it. So that will go on my wall right away. I have not started decorating yet. I have another FFO to show you. Those are the only things that I've had out. But I will, in the next week or so, start my decorating. Anyway, love it. So pleased with how it turned out. And another FFO, this was a start, a finish, and an FFO, all since I've seen you last. I love Melissa from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting blog. I love all of her designs, all of her freebies. She is so generous and sweet and so lovely. On Instagram, you would see all of her things on Instagram. She is just a sweetheart, and she comments. She must spend hours commenting, because she always seems to graciously comment on so many people's work and posts, and I can't say enough about how pleasant she is. So I decided, I've had these saved on my iPad, patterns, wanting to do them, so I wanted a small for last weekend, so I started her little snowman and truck. And I love it. I stitched that on 25 count tea coffee dyed Lugana. Lugana's my favorite. And I put some little black and red checked fabric on the back. I am debating putting some chenille. I don't know. I don't think I want to. At first that was my plan, but then after I got it done, I thought, no, it doesn't need anything. It's so cute. So this is one of her stamp designs. And there's many of them. If you want to go into her blog and have a look at them, you will find something for everyone. They're so cute. Anyway, so that's one. And then the second one I stitched is, this one again is one of her series. I can't remember what she calls it, but they all have a word at the bottom, and I left the word off just because I was trying to use up fabric that I had small pieces of. So the little snowman and the trees and the cardinal, so cute, so cute. And again, I put the red and black check on the back, and they stitch up so quickly. Each one of these I did in an evening. And then this one, I changed this one up a little bit. Well, I actually changed this one up a little bit too. In her pattern, she has red scarf and earmuffs, and I decided to go with blue just to add a little bit more variety. And this one, the house she had done in red with a green door, I think it was. And I decided to do a cream house and the red door. I love a red door. So I think these are so cute, and there will be more of these coming between now and Christmas for me, I'm sure. They are so sweet. Thank you so much, Melissa. You are a sweetheart. And I have been displaying them. I posted a picture of these on my Instagram. I have been displaying these in my little truck, and this one sits in front of it, that my hubby made me. My hubby makes me a handmade gift every year for Christmas. Sometimes it's a cabinet, sometimes it's a table, sometimes it's figurines to put outside, you know, for your outside decorating. But he always makes me something. Every Christmas I get a handmade gift from my honey. And I look forward to it more than anything else. It was probably 3 years ago. It was probably first or second week of December. He told me he didn't think he was going to have time to make me a gift. And I said, you have to make time. I need that handmade gift. If I don't get anything else, I have to have that. So he whipped something up. So yeah, he's been doing that. We've been married 37 years, and I would say he's been doing that for about 34 or 35 of those years, and they mean the world to me. This year I have the year he made the truck, I requested a truck. It's all wood. Everything is wood except for the door handle and of course the axle. But the tires, the mirrors, the bumper, everything is wood. So he did a great job. This year I told him he could make me a teal colored one if he wanted to. We'll see. But I did request a dough bowl this year. I'd love to have a dough bowl for all my little cushions. So I expect that that's in progress. Anyway, I'm really pleased with that. And thank you again, Melissa, for your sweet patterns. The truck is a perfect place to display all the different seasons, so I will keep doing some of them. So those are my FFOs. Now oh, I forgot something. Yes, I did. I have another finish, but I guess I forgot to bring it in here, so I will show you that next time. So we will go right on to my, well, this is a new start. I had told you, I think, that I wanted to do a Head, Heaven and Earth design. So I had purchased A Christmas Carol because A Christmas Carol is near and dear to my heart, the story. I love it. I played Mrs. Cratchit in a local theater play one year, and I'm going to do another local play this year. I'm not going to be Mrs. Cratchit, but anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So this has 280,000 stitches, so this is a long-term project. I ordered the fabric came, and I got a start on it, and what I have done so far has about 2,000 stitches in it. So this is 25 count Lagana with the grid on it, and I'm stitching one thread over one thread. So of course the night sky, I started here in the upper left corner. The nighttime sky, there's a lot of blue, and I just got into a little bit of violet in here, so that's the, anyway. It goes a lot easier than I expected it to. I'm working, after I did these first few blocks, I decided to try to work down for what I had space in the hoop. So I'm doing like a whole row of one color, and then I come back up and start the next row and go like that. And then once I get what I have in this hoop, space for in the hoop, then I'm going to move down, and or I think that's how I'm going to do it. So anyway, I use up the thread that I have of a particular color, and then I move on to the next thread. Anyway, it's fun. I enjoy it. Most nights I have not used my magnifiers. I have a good light, but some nights I have, but most nights I have not had to use the magnifier. This, I can't remember if I showed you this. I don't think I showed you this start. I wanted to participate in the Black Sampler November hashtag from Modern Folk Embroidery, and I really loved Mama Loves You GB's Black Sampler that she came out with specifically for this. So I got a start on that, and there it is. I am really happy with it. I love this floral border. I just think it's so beautiful. This was a PDF download from her, I think her Etsy shop, if you're interested in that. It's called Nessie Mitchell 1929. She has 2 crowns on either side of the vowels. Here, I'll show you. 2 crowns there. And then under the vowels, she has Nessie Mitchell 1929. That's her aunt, I think it is. And the location. I think I'm going to change it to my paternal grandmother's name. We always knew her as Fanny. She was born Sabin. But recently one of my dad's older sisters passed away. There's only one left now. And in the obituary, my grandmother's name was listed as Frances. And that is something I never knew. In her own obituary, it's not listed as Frances. I asked my mom. My mom has dementia, Alzheimer's. So some days that might mean something to her, and some days it wouldn't. But she did think, she was pretty with it that day. She did think that that was a name that she had heard used for my dad's mom. And the one sibling that's left, my aunt, Verna, she remembers her grandfather calling her mom Frances. So I'm going to go with Frances. I tried to look it up online. Couldn't find it. Her name does come up as Fanny. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Frances Sabin. And she and my grandfather spent many years cooking in the logging camps around the area here. And I'm going to put trees, 2 or 3 trees on each side of the vowels rather than the crowns. I thought that that would represent her really well. She also was a midwife. She delivered probably hundreds of babies in this area. And I tried to think of something I could put there to represent a midwife, but I like the idea of the trees. I think that'll look good. So anyway, I'm really enjoying that. Thank you so much, Michelle, for a great pattern. I did have a false start. It's on the back of it. You can see it through there. And I was hoping not to have to take it out, but I will have to take that out. Isn't that fun? And another whip that I have worked on is my red by Carolyn Manning Designs. I love it. Anyway. Oh dear. Here it is. I have not done much on this one over the past couple of weeks. I just had too much other things on the go, but not a whole lot left to do in there. Probably 2 or 3 days I could probably finish this up. This is Rit dyed Monaco, 28 count Monaco. Now, at first I found it quite thick, but I'm really enjoying it now. I actually dyed another piece, and I'm looking forward to starting something else on it because I really like the thickness of it and the texture of it. And I love this color. It really makes the white in this design pop so nicely. Anyway, really happy with that and enjoying all of those stitches. And last week on Monday, my sister and I decided to take 3 days and retreat. We went over onto the South Shore of Nova Scotia. We spent 3 days in a beautiful little chalet cabin in Lunenburg with a beautiful view. Had a nice little wood stove. It was just a beautiful spot. We stitched, we read, we ate great food, and we laughed and laughed and laughed. I can't even tell you the last time we've laughed that much. It was so much fun. We just needed it so much. We have never done a sisters getaway before. And it was a pleasure. I took my Quaker Christmas to work on. So I got a little bit more done there, finished up the Merry Christmas wording and most of the motifs around that. And that is coming along quite nicely. I probably could finish this by Christmas this year, but I don't have any intention to. There's a lot of other things that I want to work on too, and I know I could never get it framed in time for Christmas, so I'm not hurrying. I'm just enjoying it and working on it here and there. Yeah, it's a pleasure. But we had a really 3 wonderful days. We did a little shopping, not much. We just stopped at the local fabric place to pick up a couple of things that I needed. We certainly weren't there to shop or sightsee. We were there just to relax, and that's what we did. If you know Lunenburg at all, you know that there is, in the summer, spring, summer, fall, there are horse-drawn buggy rides that you can, it's a tour of the town that you can do pretty much every day. And they were over for the season, but right in front of we were up on a hill, and on the front of the cottage that we were in, it was all pasture, and the horses from the horse-drawn buggies were there in the pasture all day, and they were a pleasure to watch. And when we checked in, the owner told us that if we happened to check outside at dusk, we could possibly see some deer. And so the last night we were there, I happened to go out, and there was a beautiful buck deer coming up through the pasture, and he just sauntered along, looked over at me, and jumped the fence and just wandered off, just so not concerned about me at all. And then at dark, like it was to the point where you almost couldn't see how many there were, we watched 3 more jump the fence back into the pasture, and they came over to the lawn right in front of the cottage and sat there and ate supper. It was a really great place. So if you're ever in the Lunenburg area and looking for a great place to stay, it was Lunenburg Ocean View Chalets, and it is a lovely place. You will love it. It's a fully equipped cottage. Everything you need is there. You can cook your own meals, which we didn't. But it's definitely a great place, and you couldn't ask for a friendlier owner. He was amazing. His name is Wayne, and he was such a friendly guy. Okay, enough of that. Purchases. I told you last time that I am collecting the Anniversaries of the Heart Blackbird design charts. So this time I got the first one, number 1. So that is to add to my collection. And a couple of pieces of fabric from, I got them from 123 Stitch. They are, I'm not sure what they are. I mean, I'm not sure who they're Swigart based. Well, one of them is. I don't know. This is Vintage Country Mocha. Which I was really surprised to see it available on the website, and I thought, oh, I'm going to snatch that up. And then of course when it came, I realized it is 25 count rather than 28 count or 32 count, which didn't matter to me. I use 25 fairly often anyway, so I think it's so pretty. I can't wait to stitch on that. It's blowing out quite a bit there, but yeah, that's anyway. I can't get it exact, but it is a very pretty piece of fabric. And this one is gingerbread. So pretty. It's got some kind of like rosewood hues to it. So that's it for my stitching this time. Before I go on to my quilting, I want to do the giveaway in case you aren't interested in sticking around for the quilting. So my giveaway is for a project bag, which I don't have any finished here right now. Well, I have the one that I use, but anyway, it's a patchwork. You'd see them on my Instagram account. It's a patchwork front with a zippered closure on the front, not on the top. So I am thrilled with this Flosstube community and so happy to be a part of it. The generosity, the friendship, the warmth. It's just you are a really great group of people, and I'm really happy to have found you and been able to be a part of this. So for my 500 followers giveaway, I would like for you to make a comment. And of course, I'm always hoping to get more followers. My Instagram account has blown up over the past 2 weeks. I went from just under 7,000 followers to I think it's either right at 18 or just over 18,000. I can't believe it. I just was like, wow. But I had a reel. I posted a reel, just a simple reel of me sewing some binding on a project bag, and that went crazy. So that now has 1.2 million views. What? I just couldn't believe it. But my daughter tells me it's all about the Instagram algorithms and how that works. And so I suppose that's how that's led to so many new followers recently too, which thank you so much. If you are on Instagram and you recently followed me, thank you very much. It's great. So I had a bunch of project bags made, and I posted them in my shop and they sold out pretty quickly. So I don't have any actually here to show you, but if you want to see one, you'll see it there. So I would like to know what makes a Flosstube one that you tend to subscribe to or go back to often to watch. What is it that attracts you to a specific Flosstube channel? It might be their finishing techniques, their FFOing. It might be how many projects they're working on. It might be the fact that they're quilters and cross-stitchers. It might be their location. It might be humor. I would like to know what attracts you and what makes you go back to a specific Flosstuber. So I need you to use the word Flosstube, all one word, Flosstube, all one word, in order to get your name in the draw for the project bag. Yeah, so that I would really like to know. I love watching Flosstube, and again, I forgot to write down the names of the new Flosstubers I've been watching recently. One is Erin, Perpetual Stitcher, maybe. She was recommended by Michelle McGraw, I think. I love her stuff. She's got some really great finishes. And the other one is Cindy. Can't remember. But she's got long curly blonde hair. And she's a fantastic gardener too. She loves to garden. I can't remember. I'll try to put her link in the show notes below. Those are the two new ones that I really latched onto this time, and I've been watching a lot of their previous Flosstubes, and I've been watching all the regulars too. Priscilla and Chelsea, and Finding a Farm Girl, Michelle McGraw, Lori Holt, Mama Loves You GB, Alba Stitcher. There's just an endless. Celeste Creates, Crosshatch Quilts, Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. Those are all some of my favorites that I watched faithfully. Anyway, so again, if you're interested in the project bag, answer that question about Flosstube, and I will get your name into the draw, and I will do the draw next time I film. I will show you a couple of project bags that are in progress. This one is, the dark fabrics are all Kathy Schmidt fabrics, and then I just added some lights from my stash. And these two are Kansas Troubles bags, which are always popular. These three bags actually are spoken for, but I will have more in the next little while in the shop. Thank you so much if you purchased. I love Etsy, and I love that cha-ching. You get that cha-ching every time you make a sale. Oh yeah, that's fun. Anyway, so that's it for my cross stitching today. Like I said, I do have a couple of quilting things to show. Last time I offered a giveaway for my Miss Eunice quilt, and I drew the winners for those this morning. You had to use the word sheep. And the winners are Mrs. Bobbin Lacer, all one word, and Joanne Neufeld. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So if you are either of those people, please get in contact with me. You can message me on Instagram, you can message me on Facebook, you can email me. I'll put my email address below too. So that's that. Now, I had offered a giveaway 2 videos ago, and I have not heard from those people. So I'm just going to give those names again. If they've not contacted me by the time my next video rolls around, I will redraw. The names are Darlene Guillory, Wendy Bonvie, and Christie's Art Corner. So if that's you, please contact me, and we will get those were for PDFs for another pattern. I can't remember which one. Oh, I think it was Wilbur, my little snowman pattern. I'm not sure, but I have to look back. So just 2 quick things about quilting today before I leave. This pattern, Square Dancing with the Stars, this is one of the first patterns that I released, and I don't actually have the quilt any longer. When I made this quilt, I was making quilts to sell, and I sold this one and had these great pictures, so I decided to use these photos for the pattern. But I am planning to remake it, and I thought I would offer it as a quilt along in a private Facebook group to anyone that was interested in stitching along with or quilting along with me. It's a big quilt. It's 106 by 106 inches, so it's a king size quilt. You could make it smaller by making less blocks in the center or leaving off some borders, whatever your choice. But I am going to, well, I shouldn't say I am considering. I have posted it on Facebook and Instagram, and there seems to be a lot of interest in it. So if you're interested, you will need a copy of the pattern. You can buy it in my Etsy shop as an PDF download or as a paper pattern that I mail out. And so, like I said, I'm not 100% sure that I can do that, but I think it looks like I probably will. In the new year, I will be hopefully setting this up as a quilt along. I used scraps except for the solid borders, and I will mostly be using scraps again. I love to work from my scrap stash. So if you're interested in that, let me know, and I will contact you at the time that I get it started. And then the other quilting thing I wanted to show, I've shown this before, but I wanted to bring it up again as we're closer to Christmas now. This is Mrs. Cratchit's Christmas Runner. And again, it is available in my Etsy shop as a PDF or a paper pattern. And again, I used red and green scraps and cream. And you do definitely have time to whip that up between now and Christmas if you would like to have that for your Christmas decor. So that's it for me today. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all happy and able to spend lots of time stitching. It's coming to that season where everyone settles in. The time change definitely makes for cozy evenings. So I have really enjoyed my, one other purchase I made yesterday was a new stitchy chair. I bought a new recliner, electric recliner. It's just so comfy. I've been having some hip issues, and I pretty much think it was the way I was sitting, so I thought it was time for a new comfier chair. Any excuse, eh? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, I hope you're all well and happy and able to stitch, and blessings to you.